It's been more than 3 months since I preached here last time.
牧師喺上一次嚟到我哋當中咧，已經有3個月嘅時間啦，起碼。
So long I almost forgot which exit to take from Monte Park to come here.
3個月啦，我都唔記得咗入 freeway 出 freeway 嘅時候喺邊度出口。
When I saw the sign, 7th Avenue or Hacienda High Avenue.
咁我見到Hacienda出街出出口嗰度喺60號。
I was wondering which one I should take.
究竟係南啊定係北啊
I asked my wife.
咁牧師要問下師母喺邊度出啊咁。
She said 7th Avenue.
佢話出街。
Otherwise, I will be coming now.
如果唔係就會遲到啦嚇。
It's so good to see young people singing this morning.
好開心見到年青嘅弟兄姊妹嚟到為我哋帶領嘅詩歌。
If you are mothers of these 3 young, handsome, energetic mothers.
咁如果你係佢哋3位其中嘅母親嘅話咧，呢3位咁年青、咁活潑嘅青年
You will be very thankful, very happy.
應該會好為神感謝
Right.
神。
I think Louis is very happy.
多謝牧師。
I don't have to ask whose son. It's just the same copy. Sorry, Mrs. Wu. 哇！今日我哋講嘅題目叫做不可叫人小看你。
Today's topic is do not let others look down on you.
The Bible verse said, "Do not let people despise you because you are young."
英文聖經話唔好叫人小看你，因為你年紀輕。
但係我特別咧唔將後邊嗰個年輕講喺度，我淨係用個題目就係唔可以叫人小看你。
I did not use the specifically mentioned about young, but just simply say do not let people look down upon you.
你年輕又好
，whether you are young，
你年老又好
，whether you are elderly，
你好窮困又好
，whether you are very poor，
你係一個打工仔又好
，whether you are just a regular worker，
你嘅出身唔係幾好又好
，you didn't have a very excellent background or upbringing，
或者你係殘廢又好
whether you're handicapped，
總不要叫人小看你。
regardless, don't let anyone look down upon you.
唔好叫人小看你年青，
Don't let anyone look down upon you just because you're young.
唔好叫人小看我年老。
And don't let anyone look down upon myself because I'm old.
呢個係好重要嘅，
This is very important
因為我哋基督徒有一個好尊貴嘅地位。
because we as Christians, we have a precious status.
希伯來書個作者話，
The author of Hebrews said
佢話我哋每一個基督徒
that every Christian
都係天國嘅子民。
is a citizen of heaven.
尊貴嘅身份
That we have this precious status.
因此我哋不能叫人小看你。
So never let people look down upon us.
喺哥林多前書
In 1 Corinthians,
保羅咧吩咐教會嘅弟兄姊妹，
Paul had commanded the brothers and sisters in the church there
叫人唔好叫基督徒唔好小看人。
to ask Christians not to look down upon others.
咁佢呢一度咧，佢又話我哋自己唔好俾人小看我哋。
And in 1 Timothy, he also asked us not to let others look down upon ourselves.
所以呢一節聖經咧就有2方面嘅教訓。
So there are 2 teachings or lessons that we have from this.
第一，我哋作為基督徒，
First of all, as a Christian,
我哋絕對不能夠輕看人哋，
that we should never ever look down upon others.
藐視人哋。
That we really look down upon them.
It's very hard to translate sometimes. Same words, different expression.
Yeah, it's somewhere there, but it's not to look down or despise people.
Those of us who are bilingual here,
those of you 大家如果係相遇嘅話咧，
we should be very grateful to God,
我哋應該好感謝神啊！
especially young people.
特別係年青嘅佢哋能
If you
夠
can say a few words in Chinese, whether it's Mandarin or Cantonese, you should be very grateful to your parents.
佢哋能夠講得英文當然好啦，能夠講國語或者廣東話咧，
No matter 或者係一兩句都唔緊要。
So even you know one word or two words,
就
some
買新
sentences,
年羅
you should be
Sorry, 買新年羅，牧師嘅女婿，
係女婿啊，牧師女婿。
he was born here.
牧師女婿喺度出世啊。
He is a little bit bilingual.
咁佢少少雙語都掂嘅中文啊。
佢就係識兩個字嘅中文。
He only knows 2 words in Chinese.
好食
Tastes good.
，good food,
Or
tastes good.
tastes good.
So my wife said, I'll cook more for you.
咁師母話：咁我會繼續煮多啲俾你食啦。
It's good to be bilingual, right?
如果能夠相遇嘅話係好好嚇，你識少少都好好。
Many people 有好多嘅人咧，為咗唔好叫別人輕看佢，
Many people, in order not to be looked down by others,
佢哋或者會得用不同嘅方法，使到人哋注意佢或者尊敬佢。
they might use different methods so that people will pay attention to them.
或者係着名牌嘅衫，
Or through maybe brand names of clothing or things like that.
女士冇揸名牌嘅手袋啦，
Or you know, LV bags and so forth.
或者係有一個好大嘅學術嘅銜頭啦，
Or maybe a very huge academic title.
或者揸架非常名貴嘅汽車等等。
Or owning very expensive car.
呢個冇乜唔錯嘅，唔係話犯罪嘅。
Nothing wrong with that. It's not sinful to have all these things.
不，我哋做基督徒，
But as Christians,
保羅就話唔係，我哋唔需要包裝我哋自己，使到人哋尊敬我哋。
that we do not need to package ourselves so that we would be respected by others.
佢話我哋只要在下面5方面作信徒的榜樣。
But he said instead, do these as examples in these 5 aspects.
在呢個聖經裏邊講得好清楚嘅。
The Bible clearly says this.
英文同中文一式一樣。
In Chinese and in English, it's identical.
唔可以叫人小看你，
Don't let anyone look down upon you.
一定要在言語上、
But in speech,
行為上、
in life,
愛心上、
in love,
信心上
in faith,
同埋清潔上
and in purity,
做好自己。
that set examples for the believers.
First of all， 第一，在言語方面，
First of all, in terms of speech,
我哋俾別人，我哋與別人接觸，
when we interact with others,
第一個俾留下印象俾人哋嘅，
the first impression that you leave
就
to
係我
others
哋講乜嘢嘅説話。
is what type of speech you carry through.
大家都知道，我哋講話比我哋做嘢更多。
We know that we talk more than we do things, don't we?
所以聖經裏面教導我哋
So the Bible teaches us
快嘅聽，
that we would listen quickly,
慢嘅講，
but speak slowly,
慢嘅發嬲。
and then to be in anger even slower.
喺舊約聖經裏邊，
In the Old Testament,
詩人係咁樣禱告：
the poets pray like this.
上帝啊，求你幫助我。
God, please help us.
幫助我乜嘢呢？
Help me in what ways?
能夠把守我嘅嘴。
That I can really guard my mouth.
喺網上我睇到一段嘅話，好有 意思。
In internet, I found a passage that was quite meaningful.
係中文嘅，
It's in Chinese.
翻成英文，我相信路易斯要好辛苦㗎。
So I'll do my best to translate.
Do your best. If you cannot, I'll help you.
Okay.
嘅説話嘅藝術 ，the art of speaking.
The art of speaking.
Emergency talk, emergency things. 急事。
Okay. In terms of emergency things,
慢慢嘅講。
that we speak slowly.
大事。
That in great things,
清楚嘅講。
that we speak clearly.
小事。
That minor things,
唔好講。
don't even mention.
唔好 bother 人哋。
Don't even say it or don't even bother others.
冇把握嘅事。
That if it's something that you have no assurance,
very good. 謹慎嘅講。
that we speak very carefully.
未曾發生嘅事。
That things that has not even happened,
唔好亂咁講。
don't even say it, wildly.
係啦，係咪好好啊？
Yeah.
討厭嘅事。
That things that are really discussed,
唔好講。
don't even say it.
做唔到嘅事。
Things that you cannot even accomplish,
唔好講。
don't say it.
傷害人嘅事。
Things that would hurt others,
絕對不能講。
absolutely don't say it.
現在嘅事。
That things that is happening now,
做咗先講。
that go ahead and get it done before you say it.
未來嘅事。
Things in the future,
未來先講。
that say it in the future.
自己嘅事。
Things that matters to only yourself,
小心嘅講。
that say it carefully.
如果對我有建議或者唔滿嘅事，
That if something that concerns me or that you're not really happy with me,
對我講，唔好對人講。
just speak directly to me. Don't say it to anyone else.
Simple things
簡單嘅事，
but it's the art of speech
就係説話嘅藝術。
Therefore， 所以咧，聖經講得好啦，頭先我講過，快快嘅聽。
So the Bible does teach us to listen quickly,
慢慢嘅講。
but speak slowly.
舊約聖經話，耶和華啊，
The Old Testament says,
求你禁止我的口，
that you would guard my mouth,
把守我的嘴。
to keep my speech.
世界上有幾多不幸嘅事，
There are so many unfortunate things that happen on earth
就係因為我哋講錯説話。
because we speak wrongfully.
所以著名嘅解經家 Matthew Henry，
So Matthew Henry,
佢講基督徒嘅言語要像基督，
that our Christian speech should be like Christ,
無論係私事或者公事，
whether it's personal things or matters to the public.
或者係對基督徒講又好，對非基督徒講又好，
Whether you speak to Christians or non-Christians,
或者在對教會嘅人講又好，對非教會嘅人講又好，
whether you speak to people in church or outside,
要講得得體，
that you should speak appropriately,
要講得誠實。
that you have to speak in earnest.
所以我哋唔好叫人小看我哋。
So therefore, don't let people look down upon us.
無論我係年輕年老，或者係點乜嘢嘅身份，
Whether I am young, old, or in between, or whatever status I am,
我哋都要講得作人嘅榜樣。
that we should be examples to others.
好，第二我哋要注意嘅，
Second things that we need to pay attention to,
第二就係要有好嘅行為。
that we would have good deeds.
耶穌去登山寶訓，最後佢講句説話，
That Jesus on the Sermon of the Mount, he has said this,
所以你哋要有好嘅行為，
so that you have good deeds,
將榮耀歸俾天父。
so that the glory will be given to our Father in
乜
heaven.
嘢係好嘅行為
What
呢？
are good deeds?
佢羅馬書第12章，保羅講咗一連串嘅好行為嘅呢個做法。
In Rome chapter 12, Paul had mentioned a series of things that relates to good deeds.
你哋做執事嘅就當專一執事。
That we are deacons, that you should be doing what deacons should do.
或者係教導嘅就專一嘅教導。
Those who are in teaching should focus in your teaching.
勸化人嘅呢，就應當好好嘅勸化。
Those who admonishes others should carefully admonish them.
施捨嘅
Those who give,
就要誠實。
that we would give
治
honestly.
理嘅
Those who manage,
就當殷勤。
that we should do that earnestly.
憐憫人嘅
Those who have mercy on others,
就當甘心。
that you would do that eagerly.
愛人不可虛假，
That you should love in truth.
不可懶惰，
That you should not be lazy.
要心裏火熱，
That you should always be zealous.
常常服侍主。
That always serve your Lord.
嗱，從呢一段嘅經文裏邊呢，
From this passage,
我哋做基督徒嘅，
that we as Christians,
我哋要表現出一啲好嘅行為，
that we need to show forth our good deeds.
就係做事要專心，
That we need to focus in what we do.
幫助人要真心，
That when we help others, we truly, with our good intention,
憐憫人嘅呢要甘心，
to have, when you have mercy, you do have that true mercy, merciful heart in your, from your heart.
憐憫人其實即係奉獻啦，幫助
Or to give to others.
就要甘心，
That you are willing to give.
唔好勉強。
Don't force yourself.
做事呢要熱心，
When you do things, you do that with wholeheartedly.
對人要有愛心。
That you have love toward others.
嗱，呢幾句説話呢，就講中文呢就有押韻嘅，講英文呢真係難為佢。
So in Chinese, it sounded better than in the way that I said it in English.
English is good, but not apply here 做事要專心，
So when we do things, we should be focusing.
幫助人要真心，
That when we help others, we truly do that with our heart.
憐憫人要甘心，
That when we have mercy, when we help others, we are willing to do so.
做事要熱心，
That we do things, serve the Lord fervently, or serve others fervently as well.
與對人要有愛心。
That we have love to others.
呢個就係保羅喺羅馬書12章所講嘅，我哋嘅行為嘅呢個榜樣。
So this is the examples of our deeds that Paul had mentioned in the book of
所
Romans.
以我再講一次，好快就唔使翻譯嚇。
Okay, so
咁你就
Pastor
更
would
加嘅
speak
可以有深刻嘅印象。
it one time in
我
Chinese.
哋做基督徒要在行為上有好嘅榜樣。第一，做事專心，幫助人真心，憐憫人甘心，做事熱心，對人愛心。
So all those 5 things, I hear what Pastor has said with a heart. All ends with this heart of God.
呢個就係我哋嘅光嘅見證。
This is our testimony of the light that we show forth to others.
We are the light of the world, the salt of the world。就呢個就係光與鹽嘅見證。
We are the light of the world and the salt of the world.
好，第三就係愛心嘅榜樣。
Thirdly is an example of love.
我用翻聖經嚟解釋呢個愛心。
So let me explain this with the scriptures.
大家都知道聖經裏邊有一篇嘅聖經呢係講到愛。
So we know that in the Bible there is a passage that speaks just about love.
就係哥林多前書第13章 ，the 13th chapter of
It's
First
in
Corinthians。
1 Corinthians chapter 13.
愛是恒久忍耐
That love
，is patience。
love is patience.
啊，that's 哥林多後書前書13章你揾到啊。當你有忍耐別人嘅錯誤嘅時候，你就係對嗰個人有愛。
Then when you have that patience toward people's wrongdoings, then you are showing your love toward them.
又有恩慈
That you also is kind.
，show kindness 係咪啊？當人哋做錯嘅嘢，你能夠以恩慈對佢，饒恕佢，你就係對佢有愛。
When someone has done something wrong toward you, you forgive them, you being kind to them. That is love toward them.
愛是不嫉妒，
That love does not envy,
不自誇，
that does not boast,
不做害羞的事。
that it is not you do
You do not do things shameful
Yeah,
things。
you don't do anything so.
對你嘅配偶，
That toward your spouse,
你不做羞恥的事，
that you do not do anything that's shameful toward them.
你就係愛你嘅配偶。
That in that way you love your spouse.
不求自己的益處，
That you do not seek benefits toward yourself.
呢個就係愛。
And that's also love.
不輕易發怒，不計算人的惡，
That you are not easily angered, you keep no records of others of their wrongs.
你就對嗰個人有愛心。
In that way, you do have love toward that person.
真正嘅愛係乜嘢愛呢？
What is the true love, though?
凡事包容。
That you, in
Very
verse
hard to-
7,
Yeah.
that it always protects,
凡事相信，
always trusts,
凡事盼望，
always hopes,
凡事忍耐。
and always perseveres.
愛是永不止息，
Love never fails.
永不止息就係 never fail。英文翻譯得好，愛永遠不會失敗。
That love never fails or be defeated.
當你嘅家庭有愛，
When your family has love,
呢個家庭永不失敗。
that this family will never fail.
如果家庭冇愛，彼此爭吵嘅話呢，
But if the family has no love, that there's always infightings,
咁愛就不存在。
then there will be no love that exists among them.
所以愛係咩啊？永遠都唔會失敗嘅。
So love will never fail.
所以保羅教導我哋每一個基督徒，
So Paul teaches us, every Christian,
佢愛嘅見證上要做別人嘅榜樣。
that we need to set good examples in our love toward them.
我哋每個基督徒在座嘅，
That everyone among us,
在呢一方面時常都有虧欠。
that in this regard of love, we always fall short.
第四方面
The fourth respect,
就係信心嘅榜樣。
that is the example of faith.
呢個信心咧，唔係指我哋相信耶穌係救主嘅信心，
This faith is not about our faith toward our Lord Jesus Christ,
乃係我哋對上帝嘅信心。
but it's the faith that we have in God,
凡事都係仰望上帝嘅信心。
that we always look upon God, look toward Him.
凡事都係相信上帝會得為我成就嘅信心。
We always believe and trust that God will accomplish
最
for
近
us.
黎師母去醫生度有個 check up，
That Mrs. Lai recently had a physical checkup.
唔知點解咧？嗰、個講下咧，講到一個題目，
We weren't so sure, but we spoke about a different subject
同個醫生講緊一個題目。
and was talking to the physician.
嗰、個醫生就問黎師母。
And the physician was asking Mrs.
My
Lai,
wife, yeah. What is your favorite song？
And he was asking Mrs. Lai, well, what is your favorite song?
咦，同睇病都冇關係。
It's nothing to do with the physical checkup, right?
但係黎師母就好快就答咯。
And Mrs. Lai immediately said,
如果醫生問 What's wrong with you？
if the physician asked, what's wrong with you?
佢可能要諗下 What's wrong with me？
Mrs. Lai would be thinking, oh, what's
當
really wrong with me?
當醫生問你中意邊一首歌？
But he asked, what's your favorite song?
黎師母話 Trust and obey。
She said, trust and obey.
Now this is an old Chinese classic hymn.
呢一首係好舊嘅一首詩歌嚇。
Trust and obey, for there's no other way
信求信服
to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. Have you ever heard this song, young people?
I don't know if you have heard this song. Trust and
Yeah.
obey. La, la, la.
So this classic song, you may not hear that very often.
係一首好經典嘅一首聖詩。
But the three songs you let us to sing, we did not hear that very often also.
你提過兩首詩歌咧，我哋都好。
So we need to accept each other's favorite songs, right?
所以我哋大家都要接受我哋所喜好嘅詩歌嚇。
Trust and obey， 佢呢一方面啊，即係信靠順服。佢呢方面，我哋基督徒要做個榜樣。
Being trusting and obeying our Lord is something that we need to set
其實
example.
講就容易喎，
It's easy to say,
但係做咧係唔係容易嘅？
much harder in doing it.
最後咧
Lastly，
清潔上
In
purity 啊
purity.
嗱，清潔啊就唔係指衞生方面嘅清潔。
It's not about hygiene.
講到衞生方面咧，有個笑話，
And there was a joke about this,
有個基督徒咧，佢好注重衞生。
that there's a Christian who's really hygienic about
佢係
things.
一個女士嚟嘅，一個姊妹。
It's a she.
如果佢食油炸鬼啊，中文嗰啲油條點啊
Or the Chinese donuts. Long
donut
yeah.
啊，it's not sweet but 鹹嘅嚇。
Yeah, you all have those Chinese donuts.
I love that long Chinese donut。
牧師好喜歡食得油條啊。
食粥嘅時候一定要有啊。
When you're having congee, you always have Chinese donuts next to it.
佢咧就將兩頭嘅the front and the end 咧咬咗佢唔食嘅。
So she would always cut out the both ends.
佢淨係食中間嘅啫。
Only eat the parts in the middle.
佢去餐館食嘢，
Whenever she eat in restaurants,
有碗湯俾佢咧，
if there is a bowl of soup,
佢第一啖佢唔食，佢掠咗嘅。
she would just spit out the first soup. Yeah.
最後嗰一啖咧佢就唔食嘅。
And also the last. Only drink
佢呢個
whatever is in
愛
the middle.
乾淨，我哋成為一個癖好啦。
So it became
A bad habit。
yes, it became a habit of just being so hygienic. I know there's a term. But
所以佢啲朋友有陣時同佢一齊食飯，覺得好唔舒服。
So friends around him, while they're eating with her, around her, they're eating with her. They're not very comfortable with
揸攞住
the habits.
酒精就 pack 啊，又要抹台啊，又要食啊，咩都要。
Yeah, you always notice that sometimes, they always try to clean everything, twice or three times.
有日咧，佢傷風，好似阿 Emily 咁啊，
One day she caught a cold.
一咳咧，將佢嘅假牙咧就咳咗落個廁所裏邊。
So when she coughed pretty hard and her false teeth just came off forth and into the toilet. Oh.
佢唔知攞翻嚟好咧，抑或唔攞翻嚟咧？
She wasn't sure. Should she pick it up from the toilet or she just leave it there?
如果佢唔攞上嚟，佢冇牙，俾人睇更加難睇。
If she doesn't pick it up, and then she wouldn't look very good at all,
埋隻眼都要合嚟攞上嚟。
Then she just closed her eyes and then just went and picked up the false teeth.
就洗搏
And kept washing it.
佢洗呢副假牙嘅時候，
While she was washing her false teeth,
佢心裏邊有句説話，
there was something coming from her heart.
佢呢個真係上帝要教我。
Maybe this is something that God is teaching me.
我愛乾淨愛到成癖，唔係上帝所要嘅。
That I am being so hygienic to a point that is extreme. It's probably not God wants me to be.
我哋基督徒好多時候，上帝向我哋説話咧，佢特別嘅情況之下，真係向我哋説話。
Sometimes God speaks to us in some very unique circumstances.
所以呢度講嘅清潔咧，唔係只係外邊方面嘅清潔嘅衫啊，清潔嘅乜嘢。
So this purity that Paul is referring to is not about the hygienes, what we wear, what we eat, and so forth.
乃係指內心嘅清潔。
But it's about purity in our hearts.
情慾方面嘅清潔。
That in our lust and so forth.
The purity of our lust.
Purity of our lust.
我哋唔能夠讓不潔淨嘅思想存在我哋嘅腦海裏。
We should not let impure thoughts to stay in our mind.
有兩節聖經我一直都係記住嘅。
There are two Bible passages.
第一節咧就係詩篇119篇第9節。
That it is recorded. One is recorded in Psalm 119, verse 9.
少年人用什麼潔淨他的行為呢？
That what do youth use to purify their deeds?
要遵行你的話。
That they ought to follow and abide in your words.
第二節聖經又係詩篇119篇。
The second verse is also recorded in Psalm 119.
11節
In verse 11.
我將你的話藏在心裏。
That I kept your words in my heart.
免得我得罪你。
Thus I would not offend you.
我哋要有內心嘅清潔。
That we have to have purity in our hearts.
思想方面、情慾方面嘅清潔。
That purity in our thoughts, in our minds.
我哋要咩啊？遵行上帝的話。
That we ought to follow the words of God.
上帝的話能夠潔淨我哋。
His word can purify us.
所以今日我哋嘅題目，
So,
不要叫人小看你。
So today's verse or topic is, do not let others look down upon you.
我哋點樣做使到人哋唔輕看我呢？
So what do we do so that people would not look down upon us?
第一，
Firstly,
在言語上；
in speech.
第二，在行為上；
Secondly, in our life.
第三，在愛心上；
Thirdly, in our love.
第四，在信心上；
Fourthly, in our faith.
第五，在清潔上。
And lastly, in our purity.
當我哋呢啲方面都能夠有好嘅見證，
With all these aspects, such that we have good examples, testimonies to others,
人就會得尊敬我哋。
and people will respect us.
我哋一齊祈禱。
Shall we bow our head?
感謝天父賜俾我哋咁一節咁好嘅聖經。
Father, we thank you for giving us such a precious verse.
提摩太前書4章12節。
1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12.
求主幫助我哋記得，
That we ask that you help us to remember
我哋在言語、行為、愛心、信心、清潔上都作別人的榜樣。
such that in speech, in life, in love, in faith, and in purity, we can set examples for other believers. For others.
In Jesus we pray.
奉主耶穌聖名祈求。
Amen. Thank you, Louis.
Thank you.